How many of us can't identify with that time when they come inside and nearly catch you at it? That was interesting. Thank you again. So what I'd like to do now is introduce April, who's sitting on the right here. And what I have here is, after a 30-year plus career in healthcare, April's life suddenly got shaken up like a snow globe. She reinvented herself as a self-employed speaker, presentation coach, and journalist. She flourished as BC rep for CARP, a new vision for aging for Canada, as well as the communications director for the White Rock Surrey chapter. She writes a monthly Zoomer column for the Peace Arch News and produced and wrote for Zoomer Media. Her first book, Lovingly Arrogant?
Lovingly.
Of course. That's what it says here. Lovingly Arrogant, From Chaos to Contentment, which is a compilation of 74 of her newspaper columns, blogs, and midlife musings. This White Rock baby boomer puts the zip in Zoomer.
This is my book. As you can see, it's not quite ready for purchase. When it's a little bit smaller, I'd be happy to sell it to you. The book is done, it's just not quite ready to sell. I didn't realize we'd have a young man in the audience, so the first piece I'm reading is a little risque. Most of my columns, I'm reading 2 columns about love, both for my chapter 13, Love Actually Reinvented. So these 2 columns show the yin and yang of me, the side that's very sweet and good, well behaved and writes for the Peace Arch News, and the other side of me who's racy and irreverent and wrote for Zoomer Singles on dating and sex. So 2 sides of me. So what is it? Viewer discretion? Listener discretion is advised. So, I don't know, it's up to you, Mom, or whatever you are. I'm just going to carry on. Okay. The first one is called, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Just Show Me. It is your soul that I want. The plaintive words of Edward Fairfax Rochester to the somewhat recalcitrant plain Jane Eyre, as he pleads to her to complete his existence within the holy bonds of matrimony. He expresses his undying love for her in this timeless Charlotte Bronte classic, which gives voice to true love, full of passion and moral fortitude and selflessness. Ah, the power of love. It took a while for this famous couple to uncomplicate their lives and come together in conjugal bliss. Of course, this fictitious love affair, penned by Bronte, is bound by the mores of Victorian restraint. No sliding between the sheets for this couple, at least is not for the reader's vicarious consumption. Rochester, now there's a real man for you, a man not afraid to express his feelings of love. But our dear Jane, our timeless heroine, stands on her high moral ground and needs more than the 3 little words, I love you, to persuade her to give in to his plea. After all, her virtue is at stake, and we admire our honorable heroine for this. Now, fast forward to the new millennium, to the present day. The entire planet is in a state of angst and horror, and all because the arrogant, pompous, supercilious Juan Pablo of reality TV's The Bachelor hasn't told his final pick, Nikki, that he loves her. It is obvious that our pathetic Nikki does not possess the qualities of our nubile Jane. Rather, this piece of fluff puts a lot of emphasis on those 3 little words as she exclaims, Oh, I want Juan Pablo to tell me he loves me. I want that so bad. Our little Barbie clone goes on to gush at our douchebag of an anti-hero by saying, I can't imagine spending my life without you. I love you.